All right, it's time to get going. Tomorrow's my last official day at my old corporate job. The last few days, I've been handing out flyers for a cleaning company here in Boulder, Colorado. Got these flyers going. I started this just to get some money coming in. Well, now the woman I've been working for is talking about expanding my role, doing more door-to-door sales, speaking with customers, and quoting out jobs. Thinking again about having somewhat of a real job, I started to realize something. The only thing that I want to do is travel. Starting tomorrow, I'll no longer have a legitimate job, a real boss, or a legitimate schedule that I need to follow. So what I've started to realize is if I want to travel, the only thing stopping me now is me. And if I want freedom and money, I need to go out there and create it and make it happen. And 2 summers ago, while I was working another full-time corporate office job, I would spend my weekends and nights doing something called Odd Jobs Jack, which was a handyman business I really started back in high school. At that time, doing the math, I realized that if I put in the same amount of hours to the handymanning as I did to my full-time job, I would come pretty close to making the same amount of money. So I revamped the business. I made new flyers, and I realized I can get that going again. And if I do well with it and I get clients and I build up that business, I can have just what I need. I can cover my expenses. I can probably put a little bit away for the long term, and I can be able to leave and take off around the world whenever I want. And what I really realized is if I don't want a job, I don't want a boss, and I want that freedom, I need to get moving. So last night, I set a goal. Today, I'm gonna knock on 10 houses with my new flyers and see what I can drum up. But I'm not doing that. I'm doing fucking 50. So about 15 doors today, but what I realized is that door-to-door during COVID is not the same as I experienced doing door-to-door last year in New Orleans. Not to mention door-to-door when it's about 20 degrees out, not only bad for me, no one else wants to open their door. So took a step back, went to a coffee shop, started looking into some apps, submitted some requests to some Facebook groups. Gonna go home, organize myself, look at my strategy, all my different channels for communicating, for advertising and marketing, and see if I can drum up some business the new way. If that doesn't work, when it gets a little bit warmer, maybe it's back to the grindstone going door to door. But for now, it might be time to embrace something that to this point I've never really wanted to embrace. So I basically did a few things here. I signed up for 2 apps, TaskRabbit as well as Dolly, which is a... All right, here's the problem with that. I took that video after I got home the other day, and I was so low energy, so tired, so defeated that I couldn't keep it in this video. So here are the things I did when I got home. Number 1, I signed up for 2 apps, TaskRabbit and Dolly, both of which are in the gig economy, which I had no idea about until the other day. But it's something that allows you to go out, set your own hourly rate, and take on those jobs you're interested in and available for when they come around. Number 2, I made a spreadsheet tracking the things like the amount of money I've spent on marketing for my handyman business, the accounts I've signed up for, the Facebook pages I'm marketing in, some of the Craigslist links that I've reached out to in order to get work. And number 3, I had a conversation with one of my best friends, and he asked me a question that really cut to the chase of what I'm doing right now. He asked me, what the hell are you doing? What is your goal? And it's an extremely valid question. Since I quit a week and a half ago, we've talked almost every day. He's mostly been interested in following along with the journey because he works at the company that I just left. And when he asked me that question, I took a step back and realized every conversation we've had, I've been running in a different direction on what it is I want to do. And that really showcased itself today. When I was sitting at that coffee shop, I started by looking at those apps that I just mentioned, moved to applying for jobs on Craigslist in the labor space, but quickly moved to applying for jobs in the corporate office type roles, just like the job that I literally just left. So it does beg the question, what the hell am I doing? What is my goal? And unless I answer that, I'm not going to be able to make smart decisions that align with what I'm trying to do at this point in my life. So I tried to take a step back from that boring video I recorded the other night and answer that question in earnest. And what has come to mind when thinking about what I'm doing and what my goals are, it's pretty simple. Number 1, like I said earlier in this video, I want to travel. In order to do that, I need money and I need freedom. So the goal is not to get a strict full-time job again, to keep my schedule open and flexible so I can work on creative and entrepreneurial endeavors that can fuel my travels down the road, such as these videos. And number 3, it's to do something that either interests me or teaches me something new. Ideally both, but one of the two. So whatever I take on next has to align with those 3 goals. And it's allowed me, since even just filming this video, to say no to certain opportunities and only take on those things that I think are gonna further the life I'm trying to live right now. All in all, that first day going out flying was pretty defeating. But ultimately, my success in chasing down my goals is going to be dependent on my ability to stand back up when there are days like that, when I do get knocked down and I don't see the success that I want to see immediately. So it's back to the grindstone. I'm going to keep making these videos. I'm going to keep talking through this. I'm going to keep trying to find a way to build the life I want for myself. That means passive income, location independence, long-term traveling, fulfilling my desires to see the world before I become too old to really enjoy it. So keep watching. I hope you guys follow along. And I hope that for anyone out there like me when I was 16 and 17 years old, just wanting to get out of my hometown, dreaming of a life like the one I'm talking about right now, this can start to show a roadmap or at least spark some inspiration in people to go out and do the same for themselves.